Welcome back. It's an essential part of training a new puppy. We're talking about crate training. Many owners feel guilty about putting their dogs in a crate. However, when done correctly, there are actually a lot of benefits for both you and the dog. Here with Crate Training 101 and more, give it up for Katie Canine, everybody.
Hey.
And
well, hi. Well, congratulations.
Thank you. How do you like Winston Churchill there? Yeah. Yeah.
No, excellent. And I love the name Elliot.
Do you like Elliot?
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
He's
so
a good boy, isn't he, Katie?
Yes,
He's acting
he
pretty
is.
good right now.
Oh, yeah.
Wait until he passes a little bit of gas.
Yeah.
Then it'll be a whole different story.
That's how he greeted me the very first time we met. He just immediately farted on me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a joke there that I'll leave for the end of the segment.
Okay,
Yeah.
perfect, yeah.
Okay, Katie, let's start with just the basics, because what I said in the intro. Should owners feel guilty about crates?
Never. That is your friend. That is going to keep your house not from being shredded and from your animal getting into something that they shouldn't have that will cause a vet problem, okay? Every dog needs to be kennel trained. And the reason is if your dog gets hurt or has to go to the vet, where does he stay in the vet? In a kennel. And if they're not used to a kennel, the stress of being in a kennel is enough to make it worse than why they're there. Okay, also too, like with all the disasters we've had, is that, you know, all the animals they're finding and they got to put them in kennels till they can reunite them. And if your dog doesn't do well in the kennel, guess what? They just might open the kennel and give it to one that will. And then, you know, so that's why every dog, that's their safety, that's their bedroom. And so it's so important that every dog I've ever had, they always had their kennel till the day they left. I always feed them in the kennel because then, you know, I have multiple dogs, and so then there's no challenges over the dishes and stuff like that. But there's a wire or the plastic, and I prefer the plastic, and the reason is dogs are denning animals. They want their back covered. Okay, the wire ones, if you put your head in there and bung it with your shoulders, it's tinny. Okay, and thank you.
Oh, did he?
It's just aimed right at me, too.
Yeah.
Did he pass a little gas?
We need a new dog on set.
Yeah.
Come on over, buddy. Great. What is it about me that brings it out in him?
Well, you did to me.
Yeah.
Me too. Okay, so that's why the plastic is better. It feels more like a cave. Dogs are cave dwellers. The wire kennels, some dogs will accept it, but you're better off with the plastic kennel. You really are.
If they're older and they never were crate trained.
Plastic is the way to go.
So but is it like you just put them in and
no,
just
what
get
you do
going?
is that everybody knows I'm not a treat trainer, but anyway,
You are not.
there are certain things that treats come in handy. And one thing with the trainer crate, you want them to, it's their bedroom. So you put it in when you get a pup, it's really important that you put the kennel in your bedroom next to your bed. Okay, and so then if they whine, they go to bed 9, 10, they wake up between 1, 2, 5, 6.
Yeah.
Okay, so then the thing is that to get them to go into the kennel, you just throw a treat in there, go, kennel, real happy. It becomes a punishment crate if you go, get to your kennel.
Yeah.
Now it's a punishment crate, okay? So that's why you periodically throughout the day, what you do is you go, kennel, real happy, pitch a treat in there, pitch a toy in there. Sometimes you close the door, sometimes you don't, you just walk on by. And if you do close the door, then what you just do is go get a glass of water, come back, and then just open it, be very calm, prop it open, you know, so that, you know, they can go in or out if they choose. Put an article of clothing of yours in there so your smell is in there. And so then, sure, take the dog. But anyway, and so it's so important. So it's going to be the lifesaver of the dog that when you leave home, you know what your house is going to look like when you get back. I had a gal that her boxer somehow hit the VCR when he had VCRs, and the tape popped out. Guess what the boxer did? Took that tape and went all over the house with it and swallowed some of the pieces. Okay, so it was a major surgery to save that boxer. And so that's why it's so important to have your dog contained. It's not a jail, it's their bedroom. And so that's why it's always kennel.
Yeah.
And the dog's got to race, yes, I'm here.
Is it hard to train, like if someone, let me get
when you get
Elliot's handler here, Colin, there we go.
When you get a rescue dog,
Yeah,
you
is
know,
it hard with an older rescue dog to do?
you just have to have a lot of patience, and he's like, are you crazy?
It's like, I'm not sure about this. Yeah.
So that's why it's so important to feed them in there, because that's part of, now good things happen in there. And then you put them in there for a minute here, 5 minutes there, and then you never make an issue out of going in. It's just kennel. And when you take them out, you don't say anything. You just walk on by. Don't make it a crazy factor. But the plastic ones are better than the wire ones.
So it's not impossible to train an older dog or a rescue dog that's coming into your home way after they've been born.
Right.
It's not impossible to train
and
them.
like the main thing, if you start feeding them in there, you might start with the dish just inside the kennel, and then so they're standing outside with their head in, and then eventually as they acclimate to it by kennel, and either the toy or the treat goes in, then pretty soon they're just relaxed about it. It's not a big thing. There are some dogs I've come across that are total, what is that when you're scared of small places? Claustrophobic.
Yeah.
Okay? And there are some dogs that are truly, for some reason, who knows what happened, and fear is a powerful thing. That if they had a bad experience, it is tough, but it can be done, but you have to have a lot of patience.
Well, we have a lot of patience because when we come back, well, she has, because she's going to put up with us for the rest of the show. We have more questions, your questions for Katie when we come back. Back in a moment, everybody. More with Katie K9. We're going to get to your questions from our Facebook page a little bit later. Now some general dog questions. There is something that you wanted to point out with Elliot before his agent / my spouse takes him away. Yeah.
Because one thing, especially when you get a new pup, what you want to do is you want to take and cradle them on their back like this. Okay, and just be very calm and tickle them right in the chest here, and just talk very soft. Oh, what a buddy! And so what you want them to do is literally zen out.
The staff has to do that with me before the show. Yeah.
But see, what this does is that it's kind of like, you know how a dog submits to another dog, they lay down and show their tummy? Okay, it's saying like, I submit to you and I'm okay. And I tried it a little earlier, I don't even know that he struggled, but now he's zenning in, and that's good. So this is something you can even do with adult dogs, but so for sure for puppies, if they're willing to just zen out on their back, that's really an awesome thing.
Okay.
For as far as you being the leader of the pack type thing.
Oh, I'll do that every night with them now.
Yeah, just like this. And it doesn't have to be for any length of time, but idealistically, the more relaxed they get, he's still a little bit tense.
Yeah.
But where all of a sudden they're like, then they're, yes, you said that, buddy. So here you go. Okay.
There we go.
Yep. So
give it up for Elliot, everybody. There we go. And his trainer, Colin. Yeah, there we go. You're doing a great job. There we go.
You're good. And like we were talking, he's gassy. Change the food.
Not Colin, the dog. I mean, yeah, by the way, yeah.
Yeah, so if you've got a gassy dog out there, folks, it's what you're feeding them. It's time for a change. And obviously, everybody knows I'm a Nutrisource nut.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's a lot of low-grade foods out there, and that's why we'll create that problem.
Yeah. And full disclosure, it's not just because you do commercials for him. You believed him even before that.
Oh, yes.
Let's talk from food to socializing.
Yes.
What are the keys of socializing? When do you start? How should you do it?
Well, the biggest thing that people get wrong is they think that all the dogs, whether you got a rescue dog or whether you got a puppy, that it's how many dogs and people they meet, that's social. No, that's totally wrong. What it is that the smells, the sounds, experiences, that is socialization. So like, dogs that are scared of the dump truck, or, loud somebody drops something and they're into Wisconsin.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is you need to socialize with smells, sights, small sounds, car rides. Go sit in Walmart's parking lot on a nice day, with the dog, and watch them just have people walk and cars go by. Just the sensories. Because now I'm really worried about puppies right now, because everybody's enclosed. Nobody's out and moving. So then when spring opens, guess what? All this hub, the dog's like, whoa, where'd this come from? It was a rather calm planet up to that point.
So you're saying, like if you live out in the country, it would be a good idea to drive, maybe go into the city and have them hear buses and the activity of the city.
Yeah, I live in Hugo, so go down to White Bear and just stand in the corner.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't. Be ready with the corner you're standing
Absolutely. Fallon, did you hang out in the Walmart parking lot creepily with your dog?
Well, not with my dog, but with my friends growing up frequently. Yeah. I also, 10 out of 10 recommend having a child because they will screech and run around and make loud noises all the time, which has seemingly made Frank quite just chill with the loud sounds too.
Yeah, the more commotion and the younger the age, the better. It really is. Everybody thinks it's how many dogs and people they meet. That's the worst thing they can do. Anybody that's got are having trouble like with shy dogs or just sensory issues, please don't go to the big box stores. You know that that's a goal you want to be able to get your dog to, that he can go in there and be calm. Don't think that it's like teaching a dog to swim. Throw him in and he's going to sink or swim. Wrong. Don't do that. You're going to baby step him into the water so he's not scared of the water.
Really quick, we have about a minute. I know it's a big topic, but neutering, because I just had Milo neutered. He's about a year old, because he was such a gentle, he is a gentle dog, but he started getting aggressive, uncomfortable around other dogs, and it started like that. Now that he's neutered,
He became a man.
yeah, now that he's neutered, or will he settle down again?
Yeah, because now was he lifting his leg when he peed?
Yes.
Okay, everybody thinks that leg lifting is a learned thing, and it's not. It's their hormones have done the flip-flop, and he's become a man. So now he's thinking.
I'm waiting for that to happen, but yeah.
He's thinking with extra testosterone and stuff like that. So then that's a good time to get them fixed, is when they start lifting their leg. There's a lot of controversy. Should they do vasectomies or instead of taking the junk?
Yeah.
So there's a lot out there, but a lot of the vets don't know how to do it like the vasectomy and do it that way. They just know the standard way. And I'm a big believer that once the dog starts lifting his leg, it's time.
It's time.
Yep. And then like with females, you want about 9 months to 10 months, but it's a decision you need to make and be comfortable with.
Yeah.
But what is really a bad is when they're fixed too young. That really is when you wind up as adult dogs and cats having some major problems.
We're going to be answering your questions from Facebook and Instagram when we come back in a moment. It was weird. Like all of a sudden, Milo. Welcome back. The great Katie K9 is here. You can listen to Katie's show. MyTalk1071.com. Search for Katie K9. We're on the same station. Been there for years.
22 years.
22 years.
Yep.
Find the podcast at MyTalk1071.com. Okay, we posted on our Instagram page asking do you have any questions for Katie? So let's get to it. First is Lindsay. Oh, I relate to this one. My stubborn Frenchie, but you could probably put any dog breed in there, has terrible recall. He's 4. Are we too late to work on this?
Never. No dog is ever too old to learn something new, as long as the owner is willing to change and learn and do it right. And the main thing with the recall, most people do this. Roper, come. Get in here right now. Okay, well, that's really a fun thing to come to, isn't it? So you got to look like fun, sound like fun, no matter how frustrated you are. And when you're first teaching a good recall, don't stand still. Dogs have a prey drive, and so if it moves, they're on it. So you bend at your waist and at your dog's eye level, clap your hands, and then shuffle backwards and go, come. And the dog's going to be pulled to you. And then when they get to you, don't go, oh, good dog. And my biggest pet peeve is big dogs, people want to go, good dog. And you can just see the dog going, And so what you got to do, take the tips of your fingers when they finally come in and start at the shoulders and go along the rib cage and around the rump and the rib cage. Give them a massage when they come in. So now
that's what I want when I show up at work too.
Exactly. See?
Jason,
you're
we'll start that tomorrow.
Yeah, okay.
Jeff, write that down. We got to start that tomorrow with Fallon.
Yeah, don't pound, don't stroke, just give finger massage. Oh, such a buddy. Look at you. And make it worth their while. Just don't go, nice dog, and walk away. And the dog's like,
I never thought about the prey.
I gave a rabbit up for that.
Yeah, because Milo doesn't like to come. I'm going to try that.
Yeah,
that's good.
But clap,
Yeah.
and move. Don't stand still. And usually as the dog starts coming, everybody stops. And then the dog stops. And then the dog goes, shiny, and there they go. Okay. And another thing is a squeaker toy. Get a tiny squeaker toy, put it in your pocket, and just hit it. Every dog will go, where is it? Okay, and so then, come, squeak, back up, come. And then they get to you, oh, such a buddy, such a buddy. Okay.
Next one, Heather. Hi, Heather. Any tips and tricks on getting my dog to let me brush their teeth?
Okay, the main thing with to me, toothbrush and dog's mouths, they don't go hand in hand. You know what you can do is take a little bit of gauze on your finger, or whichever how big the mouth is, wrap it, and you can put. They got doggy toothpaste out there. You can put a little baking soda on there, and get used to just going along. And it's the gum line is what you want, not necessarily the tooth. The gum line, and you just go like this. And if you just get them used with your fingers in your mouth, pretty soon, they'll just sit there and go like that. And it doesn't have to be a lot, where you have to sit there and go, okay, did I get them all? No, you just back and forth, and then like if you just do one top and then we're done. Don't try to do it all at one time. Just baby
it's not a
step
Crest
into
commercial.
it. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fallon, Tara is living your life. Listen to this. Tara's next. How do I get my dog to stop counter surfing? Yeah.
That's a big one. Especially if you have a Great Dane or Irish Wolfhound.
Yeah.
I'd say higher counters.
Yeah.
But
Then I can't reach.
Yeah.
I'm too little.
There you go. Now this is a really tough one because they get rewarded for getting on the counter. They got something good. It's just like getting with the cookie jar.
Oh.
You steal one and then you got away with it, and before you know it, you're going back and back. And so it's really tough. And there is no dog that is foolproof with counter surfing. Just the right thing, even though you may like the Thanksgiving turkey. But so the best thing, now you're gonna laugh at this. The old-fashioned mouse traps, the wooden ones.
Yeah.
Okay, you set them and you turn them upside down on the counter, and then you put a piece of paper on top. Okay, and then you put like a half a peanut butter sandwich, because if you lose a half a peanut butter, it's not a big deal. Okay, so anyway, now you just back off. The dog's gonna come in and kind of go, ooh. Well, so what happens when he hits the counter, the trap will go off and the paper will fly, and most dogs will get the heck out of Dodge, okay? Like, not doing
They're
that.
packed. They've moved to Orlando.
Yeah. And so then you want to get to a point where instead of these mouse traps, you got a fork with a piece of paper on it, and so it's kind of a reminder, like, don't do that. But then another thing you can put, like that sandwich there, put a training collar on the dog, not electric collars, I hate them, is whereas when the minute the dog goes and looks like sandwich, you give a pop to the leash and back up and go, leave it, pop, leave it, and go backwards. Walk into the kitchen, the minute the head turns to look at the leave it, pop, and go backwards. And so you should be able to go through the kitchen, whereas I'm not looking at that. That gets me into trouble.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a couple ways of doing working, but every personality of dog is different. So some labs with the mouse trap will go, hey, things fly. So,
We have 30. I want to get one more in. Leo, let's put up Mary. Why do dogs seem to gravitate to one person? We have about 30 seconds here.
It usually has to be, in every household, there's the fun and then the disciplinarian, okay? And so it just depends.
Which one are you, Fallon?
Depends on the day. Depends on the day.
And so it just happens to do with the demeanor of the person and the personality of the person. Some dogs like the excitement of the fun guy and don't like the other one so much. And so it's not how much time you spend with the dog. Like, okay, you're home, or Colin's home all day with the dog, he's going to love him better. No, not necessarily. It's the time spent and your demeanor and what the dog gravitates to. Just like with people.
Yeah.
As far as, some people you like to, hang out with, and other ones, not so much.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's kind of like with dogs. So when I hear we bought this dog for the kids, oh, my hair goes up. Or I have a dog and I want my husband to have one because he feels bad. You can't buy a dog for a person.
No.
The dog decides on who, and that's just the way it is.
We all gravitate toward her. Give it up for Katie K9, everybody. For more information, head to our website, ktk9.com. And again, mytalk1071.com for her show. We'll be right back. Back in a moment, everybody.